Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Space Cowboy. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, you can see, this looks a bit different. Yeah, because to compensate with what's going on in my daily life, not saying that anything's bad, actually, if you saw my post earlier, you would see everything's going great. It's just, in order to compensate for that, we're going to have to be doing this kind of format, just turning on a record thing on my microphone, and hey, here you go, podcast style. So, you don't have to watch it, you could just put it down and listen to my voice and listen to what I had to say rather than looking at a blank screen. But with that being said, let's get straight into today's topic. Now, obviously, everyone's talking about this Ezekiel Elliott Las Vegas incident. Okay, for those that don't know what occurred, Ezekiel Elliott was at a music festival in Las Vegas. I don't remember where exactly, but it was in Las Vegas. That's all you need to worry about. What had happened was that Ezekiel Elliott was looking a bit tipsy. He looked all over the place. This was on footage. You can go on to YouTube, type it up, and you can see it for yourself. And it looked like he was following someone. I don't know who that was specifically, but it looked like that he was kind of just following him around, looking a bit tipsy, like I said. And he was detained and removed from the event. Now, I want to be emphatically clear: he was not arrested. He was not placed charges were not against him. Blah 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 blah. In that immediate instance, understand that, right? So all that was done was he was removed from the event without any issues whatsoever. Well, so we thought. He then apparently he pushed down the security guard, but the funny part about it, in my opinion, is the fact that the security guard looked like he pulled off one of the biggest flops of the century. And I'm not trying to sit here and be jokingly and brush off of what occurred, because obviously this is a huge factor in what's probably going to happen. But you got to understand something. The security guard did that, and it just looks super fake. Like, the way he fell back. You can look it up, man. You can see it. Trust me. And keep in mind something real quick. Okay? I'm not sitting here and saying what Ezekiel Elliott, he's in the right. No, I'm not saying he was right for what he did. Obviously, I think he was a fool for what he did, and he needs to stop being such an idiot. However, what I will say is this. Is that he wasn't criminally charged. He had no, anything, he hadn't really done anything out of the ridiculous, super ridiculous to the point of, oh, I would say, yes, that is a suspendable offense. Now, I could say that. However, knowing the NFL has been notorious for being unfair with their punishments. Obviously, if you haven't been following the story, you would know that the NFL is investigating this incident with Ezekiel Elliott. Now, that is an entire issue in and of itself, and I will just say this briefly. If the NFL is thinking about suspending Ezekiel Elliott, which, by the way, they have suspended him, if you remember, for 6 games for little to no evidence of a domestic violence situation, which had no backing to it. Imagine what they can do with this footage right here. Now, again, I know he did other things that didn't really coincide with a suspension. For example, when he pulled the girl's top off at the parade and stuff like that. But let me just say this real quick for anyone out there that thinks that, oh, that's funny to laugh. Listen, if we can have a situation where Tyreek Hill, apparently, and from what I heard, this has some significant evidence to it, can beat his kid and do some heinous stuff to his wife and get away with it, the NFL's not going to do anything with it. But Ezekiel Elliott could get possibly suspended, let's say hypothetically 3 games or 2 games or even a single game for something as simple as detainment. That's when I take issue. Okay? We've seen situations to where, Ezekiel Elliott was suspended 6 games, but you had people like Josh Brown, I believe that's his name, kicker for the New York Giants, who's had numerous domestic violence instances with his wife and not even get anything until after the fact. And what I hate is, and I know it's an unfortunate truth of the matter, is that Ezekiel Elliott is Roger Goodell's example piece. He is using Ezekiel Elliott as his his tool to prove, hey, if you do anything, this guy gets like, and that's the problem with the NFL, and why I think that when you see the CBA come up, okay, it's gonna be a 110% issue with that. The fact of the matter is that the NFL commissioner, i.e., Roger Goodell, who has had some of the worst judgment calls in which suspending people, I think that that needs to be fixed. Now, again, I'm not saying this because Ezekiel Elliott is on my team, and I think no. I 110% believe as a football fan that this is killing the NFL. If you're suspending people for little things, but not suspending people for the biggest of things, or suspending people but not for the correct, judgment call of how much you think they should be suspended for, that's when we're going to have an issue. If you think that these people are bringing, a bad light to the NFL, look at Robert Kraft, excuse me. You see Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt. I know he got suspended, but still, if you're not willing to, do anything to try and prevent stuff like this, or make an example of Robert Kraft. And again, I want there to be equal punishment for everyone. If Ezekiel Elliott is getting suspended 6 games, or if he gets suspended for this minor incident, let alone a game, everyone else should be held to that standard. It's unfair that Ezekiel Elliott can be looked at and say, this guy is the prime example of what happens if you mess with us, and no one else. It's like unfair. I know I went on a long tirade, but that needs to be said. And for those that don't know, Ezekiel Elliott's victim is considering pressing charges because he wants a sincere apology. For those that don't know, the victim of what occurred was a 19-year-old boy, if you want to refer to it as a boy. I mean, I'm 20, but who cares? Kyle Johnson. I know I shouldn't be throwing people's name out, but that is apparently the person that Zeke shoved to the ground. And he's considering pressing criminal charges against Zeke. Let's see. Johnson said, claims that Zeke appeared drunk. He said he didn't really seem to have a clue where he was, and I agree with him. I do think Zeke was a bit tipsy. And when they were directed him to leave the area, the star got in his face and shoved him over a metal gate. Now, just keep in mind that if you've seen this, you could see it was a bit of a flop, but still, I'm not trying to sit here and justify what Zeke did. Please don't think that, because I think that was stupid. But let me just get this straight. You are considering, as a grown man, keep in mind that he's 19, he's a year younger than I am, okay? I still think that you're really a kid or a young adult until you're like 21, 22, whatever. If you're that much considering pressing charges, then press the charges. I don't understand, oh, I need an apology from him or I'm going to press charges. Man, you're sounding like such a coward. Oh my god, man. And I'm not saying this to this dude because Zeke's on my team and I'm inherently butthurt at the fact that he's getting, these kinds of looks from these people and possibly getting charged. No. My thing is if you're a grown man and you're saying to yourself, oh, you need to give me an apology or I'm going to criminally charge you. Okay, so let me get this straight. If I beat the crap out of you and you end up saying, and I beat the crap out of you and I might be drunk, you mean to tell me that all I need to do is give you an apology and you'll drop the charges? I think someone's whispering in his ear, be like, hey man, I think you could get some money off of this. Try to make you apologize, if not criminally. Hey, give me a break, dude. That's ridiculous. I think this dude's full of crap. And again, you might be saying to yourself, Space Cowboy, you're sounding a bit of a hypocrite. You say that the guy is kind of, being stupid, that's pressing charges, but you say da-da-da-da. Let me be clear, and I'm going to say it over and over again, even maybe during my live streams. Ezekiel Elliott looking like a fool does not make him look good, okay? Especially with this target on his back with the NFL. However, If we're looking at the base situation, if you're telling me that you're not going to criminally charge someone you're going to criminally charge someone if they don't give you an apology, that's kind of weak in my opinion, man. Like, dude, if I beat the crap out of you and you tell me, well, all you need to do is apologize and I won't criminally charge you, okay, I mean, that's kind of stupid on your part and I'll do it, but whatever. But listen, man, Zeke's got to watch out. Now, does this affect who we play? Maybe. Not probably not. As of right now, no, because I'm assuming Ezekiel Elliott will still be the starter come week 1. If we're going worst case scenario, guys, we got Tony Pollard, whatever, Mike Webster, etc. You know, I think that the Cowboys will be fine. But I will say this, and this will be my final note on this topic. Zeke, you better be careful, man. Because the more you do this kind of stuff, the more leverage you lose in contract negotiations. I still think he's going to get paid. I think he will be a Cowboy for the next couple years. Please, do not get it twisted. But if I'm Zeke, you better stop this stuff or you're going to miss out on some money, man. And trust me, he'll get his money. He's just got to be more careful, especially with what's going on. Alright, guys, if you've enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye, guys.